Hi, my name is Ava Brashear. I'm a current sophomore studying kinesiology at the University of Alabama in the Randall Research Scholars Program. I'm currently working under Dr. Nicole Ruggiano in the Department of Social Work on a project titled AI Use in Geriatric Welfare Simulations. For an overview of today's presentation, first we will be going over the project background and AI history, and then we will go over the current research question and research design, and we will end by talking about the future implications of this project on the field. For those of you that don't know, there's a geriatric welfare simulator on campus that is used by students in order to educate them on geriatric care and signs of mistreatment. Right now, the case studies are handwritten by professors within the Capstone College of Nursing and the College of Social Work in order to create case studies that are inclusive of any problem a student could possibly face within the professional field, such as general health issues, issues with caregiving, and issues with the patient's overall well-being. The design of these case studies is extremely effective in educating students. However, there is one major issue. These case studies are extremely time-consuming to make. Over the past several years, a technology that helps with efficiency has become increasingly common: AI chatbots. AI chatbots have evolved throughout the years. Over the past several years, AI chatbots have evolved. Over the past several years, AI chatbots have evolved from chatbots like Eliza to physical chatbots like Amazon's Alexa and Google Home that use natural language processing and advanced conversational AI to respond to users' voices and fulfill their wishes with the help of the internet. To now, where internet-accessible chatbots like ChatGPT were developed using a large language-based model in order to mimic human responses to tasks. The human-like database that the AI is trained on enables chatbots to be able to help users with tasks like crafting emails, forming essay outlines, and help forming solutions to problems given a query. This makes a task that takes users several minutes, hours, or even days and makes it take less than a few seconds. This raised the question of if AI chatbots would be helpful in making the production of welfare case studies more efficient, thus giving rise to our research question. Can AI chatbots create geriatric welfare case studies that are effective for educational purposes in simulation learning? For this project's research design, we tested 5 different AI chatbot platforms. We used the paid version of each platform because one of the platforms we decided to use required a paid subscription for use, and we wanted the environment that each of the case studies was developed in to be as uniform across all platforms as possible. We will be generating 10 case studies for each platform, and we'll be using a blinded evaluation method, meaning Dr. Ruggiano and I will be the only ones with access to the non-blinded database, and all of the evaluators will be given the case studies without the name of which platform they came from on them in order to alleviate any reviewer bias that could come from this. Additionally, the review team is made up of a multidisciplinary group of reviewers, and there will be 3 reviewers for each case study to ensure that case studies are evaluated from as many perspectives as possible. In order to assess this question, our research team decided to test 5 different generative AI chatbots. The chatbots chosen were ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and Grok. We chose to test 5 different AI chatbots because each chatbot has minor differences in the way they are programmed and the goals they are specialized to achieve. For example, ChatGPT and Grok are specialized only to evaluate written text from users, but Google's Gemini is created to understand audio and photos in addition to text. Its ability to understand other modes of communication are supposed to be able to give it a way to be helpful in assisting users with tasks and have a greater understanding of the world as a whole. We want to see if differences like these impact the quality of the case studies that each platform creates. All of the chatbots except Microsoft Copilot were chosen using LM Arena, which is a chatbot arena which was developed by researchers from UC Berkeley that uses crowdfunding in order to collect votes and analyze human preferences for AI. Our research team decided to choose the top 4 ranked AI chatbots that were created by different organizations. As seen here, those are OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, X's Grok, and Anthropic's AI Claude. Our research team chose to include Microsoft Copilot because this is the generative AI tool that is backed by the University of Alabama for use without restriction for faculty, students, and staff. For uniformity, we gave every AI platform the same prompt. For the first prompt, we told the AI to create a geriatric case study that can be used in simulation learning for students of various health professional disciplines, like medical, nursing, and social work students. For every prompt after that, we asked the AI to create a new and unique geriatric case study that can be used in simulation learning for students of various health professional disciplines, such as medical, nursing, and social work students. The evaluation tool for this project was created by the multidisciplinary team of reviewers. As seen here, this team includes staff from the Capstone College of Nursing, staff and doctoral students from the College of Social Work with specialties in both health and general social work, and staff from the College of Community Health Sciences. Together, they decided on 8 aspects to evaluate each case study on: clinical accuracy, relevancy to learning objectives, complexity and depth, realism and authenticity, alignment with current best practices, inclusion of key elements, ethical considerations, and cultural sensitivity. Each of these categories has a scale from 1 to 5 that each case study will be graded on for every category. There is also an open answer portion to the evaluation document in which evaluators can leave any additional comments, findings, or concerns for bias they may find within a case study. We got the inspiration for this grading tool from an evaluation tool created by BMJ Simulation and Technology Enhanced Learning. Currently, we are working on making the format of each case study more uniform, finalizing the evaluation tool, and writing the literature review, so that we can move on to dividing the case studies out amongst the 7 multidisciplinary reviewers, evaluating the case studies, and drawing, writing, and publishing the conclusions. The 2 main goals of this project are efficient and effective geriatric welfare education, as well as improved care for geriatric patients experiencing welfare issues. We want to see if the conclusions of this study would make the production of new and unique prompts for geriatric welfare simulators more efficient, and see if the new simulation prompts are as effective in educating students as the handwritten prompts are. This is a project that is specifically focused on geriatric welfare education, meaning that if students and caregivers are better educated on how to handle welfare issues, that overall care for geriatric patients may also improve. Another implication of this project is that based on the quality of case studies each AI tool creates, we can inform educators on which AI platforms they should use if they decide to use generative AI to make their prompts. This study could also help us to identify the extent to which inaccuracies and bias are present within case studies so that educators know what parts of case studies they should revise to quality if they choose to use generative AI. One possible long-term implication of this study is implementing the AI-generated case studies for use by students and comparing the students' performance on the simulations for handwritten prompts versus the AI-generated prompts. I've really enjoyed working on this project, and I cannot wait to see where it continues to go. Thank you for listening. Here are my references. I am now opening the floor for questions.
It wasn't clear to me, are you actually using the tools to generate other media than text, or are you focusing right now just on text for the case study?
Right now, we are focusing just on text for the case study.
And so you had these prompts on slide 13, I think. They were a little bit general. If you wanted to add some way to generate accompanying other media, what would you do with those prompts? I think it was slide 13. Were your actual prompts, yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm saying like they seem kind of like general prompts. So if you wanted to get more focus and you wanted to generate media, how would you tie in all those requests and how would you extend the prompts?
I think if we wanted to make them more specific, we would identify which specific aspect, are we asking for a med school student or a nursing student? But right now the focus of our project is to make prompts that are encompassing of goals for students of all of these disciplines.
Why did you choose 3 evaluators for each case study specifically, and how are you planning to divide the case studies amongst the reviewers?
We chose 3 reviewers for each case study because right now, currently, because there's 5 different platforms and 10 case studies for each platform, there's 150 of them to review. And if we required each reviewer to review more than 3 case studies, or more than 3 people per case study, that would increase the workload for our reviewers, and we worried we would have trouble finding reviewers if we required them to do that much work.
First, I wanted to say wonderful job, and also, what is the design of the current geriatric welfare simulator, and what's the purpose of the study in regards to the one that's currently in place?
So the design right now is that students go in to the simulation, and there's actors that are brought in to act out the scenarios that the written case studies show. And the goal of this project is to be able to make new and unique simulation case studies more efficiently so that students can get exposed to more possible problems that they could face within the work field.
So, what is the significance of preferring for the case studies to be both new and unique?
Kind of like I just stated, we are trying to expose students to an array of possible problems they could face within the work field so that they are better prepared for when they do go out into the professional field and are experiencing these everyday problems.